welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB, and I am excited to be here because, well, I'm on location. If you check it out, we are in a new location and we are in LA. We're talking to some amazing individuals who are truly igniting humanity, and that's what this show is all about, bringing people to you, giving you access, allowing you to see people and listen to them and glean some exciting new ideas from them, because these are people who are igniting humanity in their own way. And it's not necessarily that they're doing something big and magical. What they're doing is something impactful. They're doing something that incrementally is moving the needle and making people feel more connected to themselves, more in alignment. And really, what I love to say, everyone needs to be seen. Everyone needs to be heard, and everyone needs to have that sense of belonging. And one of the ways that we do that at our company through Ignite Publishing is we're telling people's amazing stories. And by telling people's stories, we feel more connected. And each and every person has their own story. In fact, I like to say your best IP is your story. Your intellectual property is your story. You have this amazing story that no one else has. It's yours. You've had the ups and downs and the trials and the tribulations and the detours that have got you to where you are right now. And that story is precious. In fact, it's a treasure, and no one else can own that IP but you. And so telling your story is magical. And it's a way that you can really step into igniting other people's lives, because some magic is happening in our minds and in our bodies when we hear other people's stories. And I come to you every day, Monday to Friday at 11 Eastern, to talk about Ignite moments and those stories that people have been through, to share what they're doing to ignite the lives of others. And those stories are here for you to feel like you too have a story and you too can ignite someone else. And so if you haven't seen our show yet, and this is your first time here, well, welcome. But if you'd like to see what we're up to, go check us out at ignitehumanity.life/watch, and you can see all of our episodes with all of our guests. Now, that platform is free to you, and that's my mandate and my commitment to Ignite Humanity, to make every single episode we have free and accessible. You don't have to pay for it. We don't come after you, and we don't retarget you. Why? Because I want you to know that igniting humanity is free for all of us, and we all have the ability to do it. So, of course, we're not going to charge you for it. We're going to give it to you, because what we want you to do is give it to somebody else, and we want you to give it to them in a way that ignites their lives, because the ripple effect of igniting others comes from starting with self. You ignite you ignite someone else, and that is truly what's going to ignite humanity. So check out our website, ignitehumanity.life, and see all the things that we're up to and how you can join us, because, well, we've got stories to share, and we want to hear your story eventually. We want to know how you're igniting humanity. But until we get there, let's dive into what we're doing here right now. I want to welcome to the show someone very special, someone who's doing some fun things in humanity. Welcome so much to the show, Jermaine. It's nice to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Thank you.
It's Stunts Illustrated.
Stunts Illustrated.
Stunts Illustrated. It's a very ingenious idea. You are a stunt person. You work in Hollywood. You get to do some fun things.
Yes, I do.
I know there's some viewers who are already like recognizing your beautiful face and what you're up to. But that aside, you have an initiative and you have a mission, and there's something you really want to do, and it's Stunts Illustrated. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, pretty much it's just highlighting everything what we do in a business, from behind the scenes, getting to engage and to understand the breakdown of putting the movies together and the difficulties that it take forth, and, you know, just the efforts of making something successful.
And stunts is a big part of Hollywood nowadays. Everybody wants to see some stunts, and it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a big part of the production, but it's also a big part of you. What made you want to do stunts?
Well, I have an athletic background from martial arts and military training from combat, and just being aware, knowing your body, knowing your levels of how far you can go and meeting those goals. And so that's why it inspired me to see all the talents and skills that's out there in the world, to hone in to knowing yourself, for the awesome athletes, from the gymnasts, from cheerleading, from martial arts, you name it, and also for the military experience as well, because you have so much skills to enhance and hone in and to make something good out of it.
And I've been on sets many, many times. I worked in the film business years ago. The stunt people are really, really careful.
Yes.
It's amazing to see their accuracy, their intentionality, their awareness of other people.
Absolutely.
Today's theme is solutions. They're very solution orientated.
Absolutely.
So tell people who don't really know the stunts department, is there something you can share about the power of stunts when it comes to how we view our television now, our movies?
Well, stunts, like I said, plays a big part. And from some of the few movies that you've probably seen, Fast and the Furious requires driving, precision driving, knowing how to do a 90-degree turn, and you have people on the other side of that 90-degree turn that you got to stay within your range for, that, and knowing yourself and knowing your limits of your reaction, doing repetitive fighting, that it takes a toll on your body.
Right.
It just proper nutrition, working out, mind, body, and soul is all
right, and
connected.
Discipline,
Yes,
and commitment,
absolutely,
and determination. I mean, there's so many great things. I mean, these are the foundations of our, some of the human qualities that we have, and many of the stuntmen that I've worked with fabulous people. So Stunts Illustrated is really to help stunt people become more leaders or mentors. Tell me a bit more.
Not just that. It's for everyone. Knowing different categories, different platforms that you can go to learn more about nutrition, how to, withstand impacts from gymnasts, from repetitive working long hours. So it's a slew of things and just awareness. And it helps the stunt performers to showcase their stories, put them out there for not just working behind the scenes, but in front of the camera as well, because it's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Everyone want to be the daredevils things, skydive, mountain climbing without any ropes, jet skiing, you name it. It's a plethora of things that you can do with it as for everyone, not just stunt performers. And also just highlighting different movies to showcase what is required, from the wiring, from flying in midair, explosions, knowing different, it's just so many different things.
It's so fun, actually. It's really fun. But what I like about what you're doing is you're making it so that everyone can realize that, well, I guess they can be a master in their own lives.
Absolutely.
They can take care of the things that require some discipline and commitment. I think that's really admirable. And, igniting humanity starts with self.
Absolutely.
We can't ignite anyone else if we're not working on ourselves. And you're really creating a program where people can be the best versions of themselves.
Absolutely.
How did that start for you? Where did this desire come?
Ever since childhood, I always loved to play with Legos and to build. And as I build, I don't build just for myself. I build in society and helping one another to build and grow. From ROTC, being in ROTC from high school to having full scholarship to West Point and Citadel I was a colonel. And if I would have been enlisted, I would have been as a staff sergeant or whatever like that with a high ranking. And just having those, avenues to go to and discipline of school, martial arts, family, friends. Yeah.
Did you ever have someone say you can't do it? It's not possible?
All the time. And that right there is my step to stool, my fuse to the flames. Because if you said I can't do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see what I can do to get it and do over what you said I couldn't do. So,
what do you tell people who are sitting at home and they're like, you know what? Well, I've had so many people tell me it's not possible.
Use that as your fuel to make it happen. Mm-hmm. If somebody say no and they say that you can't do it, ask them why I can't do it. I'm going to show you that I can do it.
I like to say no means new option. Mm-hmm. When someone says no to me, I'm like, okay, new option. That's not a no. It's just your no. Because
Right.
someone else's no is their no. They don't think it's possible. They don't think they can do it. It doesn't mean it's your no.
Absolutely.
I tell my kids no means new opportunity. It means you don't have to go that way. You've got a new opportunity to go this way. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of us get stuck in the no.
We do.
Yeah, and we don't feel like we can do it. And so you've had an opportunity to show people that no is new option.
Right, because my option, they were like football. And I did so much more than football. I'm a creator. I love to creating, stories, creating new life as far as what I can do outside of the norm, from sports, from, tech, I love to build. So my no is my yes.
Your no is my yes, right? Your no is my yes. And so you mentioned some movies, Fast and the Furious. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done, just so everybody knows what you're up to?
Well, I've been in the business for 14 years, and from doing that, worked on lighting and special effects, and like I said, doing stunts. And just over the years, been around some of the great directors from Steven Spielberg, Michael Bay, working on Almanac, working with Vin Diesel, and Fast and the Furious franchise from 5, 7, and 8, and just, Hunger Games, just you name it. I just grow and build from that, from all the experience from everyone else.
And we met when your movie premiere was just coming out for
Black Panther,
Black
too.
Panther.
Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever.
That's right. And you're doing some traveling with them, I heard,
yes,
potentially.
we're going on tour for the Jabari Warriors. We're going out speaking to different communities for, just highlighting other skills that you can do, knowing yourself. You're going to have adversity. But what you going to do when you get those adversities, being faced towards, and just showcasing our skills, adding that to the society. So, oh, hey, we do martial arts. That's so cool. Just, being that beacon of light.
Talk about the warrior mentality, because right now we're facing a lot of challenges and the world is different than it's ever been. And sometimes we feel like we're fighting, but there's a difference between fighting and warrior.
Yes. A warrior is not a person that's just a rash. It's just go out rash and just do it. It's strategic. It's calculated. They study. It's just like a lion in a looking to hunt. He don't just make a rash movement. He studies, see how fast he can go, what's the wind speed, or everything he's capable of, finding the weakest thing. But you're being skillful in what you're doing.
Right, and a lion never hunts when it doesn't need food.
Exactly.
Right? Warrior never fights unless it's necessary.
Absolutely.
In fact, most warriors or strategic generals or people who are really good at strategy, they never actually have to engage in warfare because they have negotiation skills, they have connections,
Absolutely.
They have compromise, some of those things. And those are some really great things that we all can implement into our everyday life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How's something that you've done lately, or would you say is a way that you've ignited someone's life just recently, just a little mini ignite?
Well, new people coming into the business as far as doing stunts, because I spoke with one gentleman. He was like, Jermaine, I don't know how to get into business. I said, well, what's your background? First thing is knowing your abilities. And he was like, he gave me a list of his abilities of what he can do. I'm like, great. So now focus on those, hone in on that. And then now promote yourself. You're your own entity. You highlight those particular things and submit those. And I help him with the process of, how to permit headshots or reel to speaking in front of cameras or whatever like that to be, the impact.
Today's theme is solutions. And it's interesting because a lot of people have problems or like him, I don't know what to do, but they don't make the leap into solutions. Can you give some people some ideas about how to step into solutions?
Solutions is first knowing what the solution you're stepping into, the criteria, having a plan, having a vision, be around like-minded people that's already there that you're trying to get to, so they can help you and be that beacon of light for you to overcome your fears, because that's one of the main things in life nowadays is fear. And fear is like the ruler of, just like, I can't do it.
Right.
The nose.
Yeah, the nose.
You can't do it. It's not possible. It's not possible.
And what do they say? Fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Right. So once you know those things,
Right. And not buying into the fear. Because what do they say about courage? Like, courage is being afraid and doing it anyway, right? I find it fascinating when people say to me, like, I wish I had more courage, or I wish I was more brave. And what happens is the universe gives you challenging situations so that you have to have courage or you have to be brave. So you got to be careful what you ask for.
You got to be careful what you ask for. And be well equipped when you do.
It's true. And be prepared.
Yeah, because
again, stunt behavior, be prepared, right?
Yeah, be prepared. It's like knowing your atmosphere. Because if you don't, you're not going to do very well. And it's going to be a struggle. So knowing your plans, your vision, what are your purpose of doing it? Yes. Execute.
Talk about practice. Because a lot of us are like, oh, they try it one time and then they just give up. They don't want to put in the effort. being successful at anything. I mean, I've been on movie sets. I've done some things with Arnold and Dwayne and done some really great movies in my career back in the day before I had kids.
Amazing.
And we practiced that stunt. Even, you know, the actors would practice the lights, the guys who had to, you know, the light. Everybody was practicing their craft. Everybody was working towards doing what they had to do. Nobody expected it to be done perfectly the first time. It was a bonus if we got it and a winner, right? Right. But normally we had to practice it a few times. And I think a lot of people feel like a failure if they have to practice.
Nothing wrong with practice. But when you practice and you practice with a team, knowing each other's skill level. Because believe it or not, as you practice, everyone is knowing their strengths. So everyone be able to build up on it. Just like basketball. You have your most valuable player, but your most valuable player add to the rest of the team to win those champions. And that's with life, building your team.
It's a good point because I think, you know, a lot of us were locked down and we were isolated and all on our own. But now a lot of people have forgotten to rely on one another, to go back, open the doors, meet people, regroup, bring their team, get people to surround them.
Right.
I mean, I really share how important a team is because there is that saying, like, you can't achieve anything all on your own, just all by yourself on your own little island. I think it's really true. I mean, in the film business, we're a huge team. In the speaking world, everybody's a team. In the family, we're a team. In work, we're a team. In, you know, education, we work as a team. There's so much more can get done in that team camaraderie.
Absolutely. And your organs work as a team.
Good point. Yeah. I mean, talk about that a little bit because you obviously super fit. Health is a major core component of your success is your health, and your organs are a team. I haven't heard that before. Share.
Yeah, because that's one thing, knowing your body. Because if it's a hot climate, you know your body's going to get overheated. You know how to calm yourself to cool down. Because when you're in an anaerobic state of mind, your body get overheated. So knowing how to humble yourself. So that's why a lot of people like meditation is great and just life experience. So life experience is like your journey through life where it helps and build you. So whatever adversity that you go through, work through it, learn it, educate yourself on what you can and what you're growing from and what's your weakness, make it your strength.
You know, folks, when he said he was overheating, he didn't say drink cold water. He said humble himself.
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean, that was your first response. You didn't say, oh, if your body's overheating, eat cool food or get in the cold shower, you know, or go in the shade. You said humble yourself. Talk about that.
Just having that connection with yourself. You know, when you breathe, so if you hold your breath, you know, your body start pumping more because it's trying to gas air to try to pump the extremities. So, but you're having that control and you're breathing steady. That's why they say when you run, don't run like, because you're hyperventilating. Control, body control, mind control. All of that is before, because you're not going to have water all the time. You're not going to have food all the time. For those people that be out in the desert and they so happen to run out of food or they so happen to run out of water, how can you survive? What is your story? What do you do? You
know, igniting humanity, I think all of us humbling ourselves actually is going to ignite one another, right? Because there's room for all of us, and there's room for all of us to have success. You've had a lot of success in the film business. There's room for us. There's room for everybody to enjoy. You teach that in your coaching, I'm sure. It doesn't matter how many great people are out there. There's always room for someone else because you're different. I'm different. People learn from you. They learn from me. There's enough room for all of us. Do you find that competition is sometimes harmful to us igniting humanity?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How can we create a more cohesive environment? Or you have some solutions for that?
The solution is building a team and talking, because nobody don't know your situation unless you say something about it. Because you never know, somebody else probably going to do the same thing but a different way. But you can get some ideas and tips from it.
And isn't that about your story? So tell us, is there something about you? Like, if you were to complete this sentence, one thing that nobody knows about me is...
Hero.
Okay, one more time. One thing nobody knows about me is that I am
patient.
Yeah. You show great patience.
Yes.
And with patience comes...
responsibility.
And with responsibility, we can do...
limitless things.
Wow, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people, I think, maybe are saying, well, it's not my problem, not my fault. You know, I can't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to that?
It's not your problem, but it is your problem. Because if you could see something, a solution to help that person out, well, I want you to want to help them out. If you're in the end of the mountain, the edge of the mountain, falling off, you want somebody to save you. You don't want to just fall off the edge of the mountain and say, oh, shoot. It's your problem because you're falling. You want somebody there for you. Right. So help out.
And you know, if we all said it's not my problem, what would happen? I mean, it would be crazy. Anarchy, chaos. Absolutely. And so the truth is, shows like this and things like what you're doing and all the guests on the show are really talking about, it's not that it's a problem, it's that I'm excited for the solution. Absolutely. Solution day.
Absolutely.
Amen, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not focused on the problem. I'm excited about the solution. And I think every one of us really dialing into the solution and what we could do is really what's going to move the needle on humanity.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have one final little story? Because stories, you know, always open up the heart. Do you have a story about being on set or something that we would love to hear or something, a little bit of behind the scene movie magic?
Movie magic, lights, camera, action. You tell your own story. You live your story and make your story a legacy.
You know, I love that because I do legacy building with a lot of people. And people ask me, like, what is legacy? And the truth is, it's what you leave behind. If you're not creating a legacy in your business, for example, if you're gone and your business can't run without you, that's not a legacy.
Right.
You know, if something happens to you and just within a few weeks, we all forgot that you were here because you didn't leave behind that impact that was possible, that's not a legacy. Right. And so speaking in the posinem, creating a legacy is really about building something that sustains you, that goes beyond you, I guess, not sustains you, goes beyond you. And legacy too, for me, and I don't know about for you, but it's generational.
Absolutely.
It's not just right now.
No, it's not.
We have to think beyond. That's why you're working with youngsters, younger people, to help them create this legacy for generations to come.
Generations to come.
All right. Well, I have a fun game that I like to play.
Uh-oh.
If you were going to take the word ignite and give it a definition, what does it mean to you?
Awakening your skills, abilities, and mind to be the better version of you.
Ignite. Yeah, fantastic. And if there's some young boy like you were sitting watching the show and thinks, I want to do it. Because I remember when I was 9 years old, I remember watching somebody at the Oscars getting their award, and I was thinking, one day I want that to be me.
Right.
Now it's fascinating because I thought I would do acting, but what I realized is I'm actually doing a lot of movie producing, and I know now that one day I will win an Oscar, not as an actress, but as a movie producer. But I remember at 9 years old watching that show, watching that person get up on stage and receive their Oscar, and they didn't use it in a frivolous way. They actually used it in a way to send out a message that reached into my heart at 9 years old to be like, I want to be able to leave that kind of message. And so what I will say to you is there a moment for you when you, well, more importantly, there's a 9-year-old boy out there who wants to do what you do. What would you tell him?
You will do it. You could do it. Put your mind, stay focused, and get it.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you so much for being on the show. Can't wait to see you on the big screen on your next project. Absolutely. And what is the warrior sign?
What kind of? Right over left.
Right over left.
There you
go. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Well, as you can see, we can ignite humanity in so many different ways. And truly, you just need to step into it with some practice and some tenacity and some determination and that knowingness that it is possible for you. There is no such thing as no except your no. And I sometimes tell people, remember when Dumbo's mother told him that he could fly if he just held on to the feather? Well, he believed he could do it, even though the feather did not make him fly. It was his belief system, his knowingness, his understanding that he could do it that allowed him to do it. And so grab hold of that feather, whatever that is in your life, and know that you too can do it. Jermaine just shared so many different ideas, so many great solutions on how you can ignite your life and ignite others. It starts with you. It starts with each of us, and we all have a responsibility. If you don't do it and nobody else does it, where does that leave us? And this show is all about you thinking about just one thought, one extra gesture, one little thing that you can do creates this massive ripple effect amongst others. And that truly, folks, is going to ignite humanity. Well, I love having you on the show, and I hope you've been enjoying it while we've been here in LA. But if you missed anything and you want to hear it again, please go to ignitehumanity.life/watch, and you can see all of our episodes. Go check us out at ignitehumanity.life and see what we're doing with all our initiatives. And then if you want to ignite literacy, well, guess what? We're building schools around the globe, and we want people to support our initiative by buying bricks. And $1 buys one brick, and 35,000 bricks takes to build a school. So just know that any small donation that you make helps put bricks in the wall. And we build that school, we will ignite the lives of children. Children will have the ability to believe what's possible for them because they will be educated, and they will be in an environment, and they will be stimulated to believe in their possibilities because we've ignited their lives by giving them the opportunity to learn and to read and to be in community, and most importantly, to be seen and to be heard and to belong. So please go to ignitehumanity.life/donate. Even $1 will make a difference in a child's lives, and you will know that you ignited someone else. All right, well, it's so fun to have you here. I hope you're enjoying the show. We'll be back tomorrow with more ways to ignite humanity. All right, big hugs and kisses to you.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.